So the European Union fertilizer regulation is now under scrutiny of the Council and the European Parliament. What can be defined digestate now?
Yeah, actually digestate is not seen anymore as a waste as it was the case before, but now it becomes a possible component of a fertilizing product, and this is what the fertilizer regulation is about actually, together with compost, to have this secondary raw materials used as a component of fertilizing product, being organic fertilizer, organomineral fertilizer. So that's a real opening for digestate producer, because they will have access to the EU market, which was not the case before because of the waste status that digestate still have in many countries. But also the family of soil improver is now defined. They are defined with quality requirement, so meaning minimum nutrient content, minimum organic matter content, and also carbon nitrogen ratio minimum ratio are also defined there. Now, the aspect of quality is not the only one. We address also safety requirement, and the safety requirements are actually translated in our proposal with maximum limit for heavy metals, maximum limit for organic contaminant, and maximum limit for physical impurities, glass, metals, and plastics.
And is there an optional harmonization approach allowing countries to continue to use the old standards?
Indeed. We know and we recognize that the market is actually currently quite different from one member state to another, depending on the input materials. It may be so that this digestate will not be fulfilling the requirement of the EU system. So that's why the optional harmonization is offered for operators. Manufacturers of fertilizing product may opt to go for the EU system or to remain at national level according to the national fertilizer regulation. And this is also avoiding the market disruption.
Okay. And what could be the impact on the development of the digestate market?
Enormous impact. We hope that digestate together with compost will, as a secondary raw materials, will substitute a lot of mineral fertilizer, which are dominating the market for the moment. Our estimate, together with other secondary raw materials, would be to substitute, for instance, 25% of the phosphorus, which is phosphate mineral fertilizer, which is currently put on the market. So it means that we aim at substituting mineral fertilizer, which is produced actually from non-sustainable resources, by digestate, by compost, and by other secondary raw materials.
What would it change for farmers, and what would they need to do to comply with the new regulation?
So it depends on the input materials, but farmers will normally be considered as a manager of their biodigestion plant, and they may become also seller of fertilizer product. It depends on how transformed is the digestate at the end and how ready for the market they are. In this case, they will have to call for not what we call certification bodies or conformity assessment bodies, which are external third-party bodies of certification, and they can, of course, obtain the conformity assessment report in order to put on the market by themselves the product or the digestate containing the product as a CE mark fertilizer. So certification procedure is also open for farmers. What we simplify for farmers is actually the sampling frequency. Farmers will not be obliged to sample as frequently as the municipal waste manager, for instance.